That's really
the Marble Man.
Marble Man. You didn't lose one.
Guess we can call this tape Dueling Brewers. Repeat that?
The question today, of course, is where is JD?
And
where is JD?
That quite often is the question.
The answer is never forthcoming. Hey, JD.
So now, describe
okay,
the step you're at here.
Taking the grains out of the mash, which is still at 150 degrees, which is what it's been at for an hour, and putting it into the lauter tun, which is this double bucket setup here, so I can sparge it, which is just rinsing the grains with hot water. I filled up the dead space in between these two buckets. This is a double bucket here. You can't really see that because I took the bottom things off of this one, so it would nest closer, so I can fill it up to the top without anything coming out on the sides. Anyway, I filled up the dead space in there with marbles that I boiled in water. And I do that so that I don't have a gallon of hot water down there doing nothing. And so I got to get more beer rather than water. And it also acts as a good heat stabilizer because I boil them. They maintain their temperature for a pretty long period of time. So I end up maintaining my temperature plus taking up the dead space. I didn't originally get them to do that, but it served the purpose.
Well, we'll have to do a study to see which marbles are most heat retaining, retentive, I guess would be the
problem
word.
is they're not cheap. It ended up costing me about $40 for all those damn marbles.
No kidding.
Yeah, had to buy them in these little packets of, about a cup's worth each. I need a gallon of them. I ruined the colander using them too. My poor colander's bottom is all rusted up. No more spaghetti. These double buckets hold about 21 pounds of grains will fit in here. So anytime you're making a real heavy ale or something like that, this is 10 gallons worth of stuff though. So if you're making 10 gallons, one double bucket will hold 21 pounds, so keep that in mind. If you're making more than that, you'll have to either sparge in 2 bunches or sparge in 2 bunches. One way or another, either you'll have to have 2 sets of buckets, or you have to leave some in your mash tun while you're sparging the others, and then that ends up not doubling your sparge time, but it's not real fun. I'm going to end up doing that on Monday. So I've got 24 pounds.
Wow. So while all the grains were in there under those high temperatures, it was undergoing some chemical changes.
Yeah. What happens is
it simply contaminated, or is it bleached?
It smells like lactobacillus.
Hidden some things that made a 10-gallon bag.
So now where are we at?
Alright, I'm topping up the sparge, the mash is now all transferred into this thing. It's my hot liquor bag. It's full of hot sparge water, which I've acidified to about 5.3 pH, which is going to help rinse the grains out better than a higher pH. The water here is incredibly hard. It's up around 8 or 9 as I was saying before. So I'm topping it up so that there's a little bit of liquid on top of the grain bed, and then I'll be recycling this squirt using my recycler. This wind is a real drag. Getting all kinds of junk and everything.
Yeah, since I had the machine on, the wind and the weather has changed drastically here. and it's affecting the whole process in a negative way for sure. Verbalize your stage here.
Verbalize? Well, this is called the poor man's sparge. It's when you can't afford $10,000 worth of food over there. Do it the cheap and dirty way. Here, hold this. I need more elevation. Now I need more hose.
Now you need it closer. That's going to be hard to do.
You know, people are going to laugh at me if you show them the lamp sparging.
What is the stuff that he's putting the water over?
Right?
This is
He'll tell you.
malted barley that has been mashed for an hour at 154 degrees to turn the starches into sugars.
So what you're really making is what I just went in and bought. Malt extract?
I am making malt extract.
I mean, that's going a long ways, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah, but the difference in the final product is
worth it.
incredible. Yeah.
Really?
It gives it a nice, fresh, grainy flavor.
Yeah?
I mean, you can side by side, you'd know which one is which.
Now
I've
this
been
this
full
has had the
before.
water removed, and that, of course, is going to be a lot thinner than what I just
Oh
bought.
yeah.
And so how much did that barley cost you?
Oh, this is 4 pounds of it for $4.50, something like that.
And how much will you? How much beer are you going to make out of it?
Well, I'm cheating. I'm going to make 10 gallons, and I'm only going to use this for about a quarter of the actual sugar in it. So I'm going to add about 12 pounds of malt syrup.
This stuff.
Yeah, the thing is, I can do it this cheap and cookie mash here, and give it enough grainy flavor so it tastes like I did it the way that guy's doing it, where you do all grains and no malt syrup. So I'm going kind of halfway between you and halfway between you and the fanatic over there.
How hot is that water? Not too hot.
170 degrees.
You're holding it. You can't just take hot tap water.
Tap water's hardly ever hotter than that.
170.
And theoretically, you're supposed to adjust the pH of the water, which is another thing I haven't done.
So you spent $4, and you're going to get enough. If you just
I'm
use
going to
that,
make 10
just-
gallons for $32.
Yeah, 10 gallons. Boy, that's pretty good. If you just use that, how much could you?
Ooh, only about 3 gallons worth.
Only about 3 gallons.
Yeah. Also, this is not really the very best way of doing it.
No, I would guess they're probably.
But I mean, I'll get 80% or so of the sugar out of it this
Yeah.
way.
And who's already done the other part on the barley? What did you call it?
The mashing?
Yeah.
The mashing is when you keep it at 154 degrees for an hour, and the enzymes will turn the starches into sugar. And then you
That's not boiling,
that
though.
was great. Having this tap on this.
Yeah.
That is nice, definitely.
The price was right.
Oh yeah, it was $7 for the valve and plumbing supply, and like $2.
I thought you had enough elevation on that.
Hey, I got enough elevation there.
Elevate this, buddy.
I'm not gonna use all that sparge.
Was this piece of pan something with it?
Right. Hey, I just have to have something that fits.
To the